What's up, everybody? It's your guy, Natty Nate, here for another episode of F.A.W.B. That stands for Forever a White Belt, in case you're new and you're just now tuning in. This podcast is about all things martial arts, guys. I love interviewing individuals that compete in combat sports and hearing about their journey and what got them into martial arts and ultimately what led them to start competing. Tonight we have a very special guest coming all the way from the Scrapyard. He's had a couple matches there so far. He's still somewhat new, but I want to hear what his experience is like and what kind of led him to decide why, led him to decide why he wanted to compete. Sorry, guys, I'm having a long day. As you can see, I'm still all beat up from yesterday. But yeah, what a solid experience the Fray for All is. If you're in the area every Friday, if you're in the Vancouver, Washington area, every Friday at 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., we host an open mat. I call it Friday Night Fray for All. It's open to the public. So if you like to come in and get some rounds in, we do stand up for the first hour, followed by, some jujitsu for the second hour. But yeah, we can do jujitsu the whole 2 hours or stand up the whole 2 hours, depending on what it is you want to accomplish that day. A couple things I have coming up. May 2nd, we have the women's self-defense class. That'll be at 9 a.m. at Columbia River Jiu-Jitsu. It's free. So ages 12 and up. If you're a lady in the area and you like to come and take a free seminar and kind of dip your toes into the world of martial arts, we'd be happy to accommodate that. So we have that coming up, and we also have our anti-bullying seminar that I'll be posting soon. I'm still kind of debating on the weekend I want to have it on because it's going to be a 2-day seminar. It's a Saturday and Sunday, and that's going to kind of be geared for 8 to 12-year-olds. I'd really like to kind of help try to pump up our kids program, especially with summer kicking off. So yeah, we have that happening. Big shout out to Fire Chicken and Mandy, and they're over in Vegas right now. They're at the Power Slap. I think that the Power Slap event last night, supporting Joanna Wick as well as Chelsea Dotson. So yeah, that's freaking awesome. I think I saw them at like a WrestleMania convention today too. So they're having a wonderful time over there. So yeah, big shout out to them, as well as shout outs to Snapshot, the Kid JC, and the Humble One for stopping in and training with us yesterday at Columbia River Jiu-Jitsu. And Scott San Diego, was great meeting you too, bro. I hope to see you guys again next week. And like I said, guys, if you're in the area and you like to stop in and get some rounds and really kind of pressure test what it is you've been training, we host an open mat every Friday, 5 p.m. Columbia River Jiu-Jitsu. Message me on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, to get the address. All right. So without further ado, let me invite my guest on right now. We have Kendo coming all the way from the Scrapyard. What's up, bro?
What's poppin', man? What's poppin'?
Not much. Not much. How's your day going, man?
Man, it's going pretty good, honestly. Going pretty good. Just finished watching the UFC card. It just happened.
Yeah?
So that went pretty well. Had a bunch of killer finishes and stuff. So that was fire.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
Not too bad, man. I'm kind of taking somewhat of a recovery day. Having said that, I trained a little bit earlier, so I don't know how much of a recovery day it is. I've just been trying to really, push myself and trying to get in like a summertime shape. I want to start competing again soon. So, just kind of pushing myself past my normal limitations, and I'm feeling it because I'm almost 40 now. So it's awesome.
No, I feel it. I feel it. Yeah, being a young buck myself, I still recover pretty well. So you know what I mean. So
Yeah, man, I'm glad to hear that, especially coming off of your last match, man. I mean,
oh
it
geez.
could take some time, and you fought against a tough kid, man. I believe he's had some matches there before,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
yeah, he's tough as shit, bro. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on his name right now. What was his name?
Zeus. It was Zeus.
It's Zeus. Yes,
Yeah,
man.
he was 2-0. Yeah, I watched his matches before too. I seen both of his matches before going into that fight day actually, because I saw that Scrapyard posted that he was returning that March, and yeah, both of his matches were pretty good. And the thing is, I only seen him strike too the entire time. Both of his matches, he just really struck the whole time. So when he came at me in our match, and he had like a wrestle heavy approach the whole time. He was just
Mhm.
wrestling. You know what I mean? It just caught me off guard. You know.
Yeah, they can do that, especially when they go away for some time period and they kind of work on some things to come back. They could be a completely new fighter, man.
Oh yeah.
Before we get into all that though, what kind of kicked you off into martial arts? Like everybody has an origin story. Give us a little bit of yours, man.
Okay. See, honestly, been a lifelong MMA fan. You know what I mean? Growing up, my father had UFC constantly playing in the household. You know what I mean? Grew up watching like John Jones going crazy run and stuff, and seeing all the greats. Like that's like paved the way for everyone. For mixed martial arts in general. Now,
Hmm.
and like my dad was also quite a bit into mixed martial arts himself. He trained quite a bit. I've seen him take down a couple people in his day. It was pretty
That's awesome.
inspiring the way seeing him do it sometimes too. Like you could see like the technique and stuff.
Hmm.
But like unfortunately, we're kind of less. We were less fortunate. We didn't always have a lot of money. So I'm sure if he wanted to, like he could have put me in like classes at an early age or something. But
Sure,
I just I
maybe.
just I just never got training. I would have gotten training early on, but I just never got a chance to. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
besides
Did
that,
you guys ever train together?
oh yeah, here and there, he showed me all types of stuff. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Growing up, like he was really big into jujitsu, so like
Mhm.
I know tons of stuff about submissions and stuff.
Did
And
you find that to be a bit of a bonding experience between you and your father? I mean, I have somewhat of a similar experience where I met my trainer when I was really young, and he was somewhat of like a father figure to me, and it was a really good bonding experience for us when we got to train together. Did you have some of that similar experience?
oh yeah, yeah. See, and like it honestly, like not as much as like as I would want to, but like it would a good amount of the time though. Honestly, like he like we would a good amount, but he was honestly focused on doing a lot of stuff. He was busy a
Mhm.
lot, so
Well, you had to be a dad, right? So got to take
yeah.
care of
So
some shit. So I understand that
it wasn't his
completely.
main focus. You know what I mean? He was trying to teach me other things at the time. You feel me?
Hmm.
So it's not like, but it was just kind of, it was always there though. It was always on the side. Like, like I was always just like, kind of like, it was always in my like peripheral. He was a tattoo artist though by trade. That was
Oh,
his main thing
nice.
though. That was like,
Yeah.
the tattoo artist, and my mom was a piercer. So I kind of
Mhm.
grew up like, I'm originally from New Orleans. I'm not from Washington at all. So I kind of grew up
From the
bouncing around.
South, man,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, deep south, deep south. Yeah, good ass
Mhm.
food, good
Yeah, there
ass
you
like
go.
everything. Yeah, good ass people too. But yeah, we bounced around quite a bit growing up, and I landed on like we landed on Washington like quite a while ago. Like I've been in Washington since I was probably like 14. Oh, honestly, no. I the first time I came to Washington, I was like in like fifth, sixth grade, and then we left for a little bit because we did so much bouncing around, obviously. But then we
Mhm.
came back and actually settled in Washington around the time I was like 14, and that's around the time when I started going to high school at Henry Foss, and that's actually where I ran into Chinchek, who is
Okay.
well known at the Scrapyard. Yeah,
Yeah.
and me and him kind of like pretty much like grew up together. Like that's like me and him like met at high school pretty much.
Mhm.
And honestly, back in the day, man, that man used to kick my ass up and down the fucking like we would like
He's a
play fight,
tough
obviously,
kid,
what I mean?
bro,
But
yeah.
like it was like kind of like a friendly kind of thing. We would
Mhm.
always like fight. This man like was having me out so many times because he also grew up with the like the mixed martial arts kind of like just like paying attention to it, but he actually like applied it. You know what I mean? It was
Mhm.
different. I like always watched it. I thought it was always cool, but I never like thought to apply it really until that point. I'm like, oh man, this dude's over here kicking my ass. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
right? There's a method to some of that madness for sure.
yeah, definitely lit a fire in me to actually like pay attention to what like all of it is. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
honestly, around that time too, I started getting like hardcore into watching UFC. Like honestly, like I've been like a really big UFC nerd since that point. Watching every event, like doing predictions and whatnot, and like really just studying the sport as a whole. You know what I mean? Like deep
Mhm.
diving it too. So
That's
really like
definitely some of the
I
first
can credit
steps.
Chincheck to a lot of everything I have to do with mixed martial arts. You know what I mean? Kind of lit that fire in me, so to say. You know what I mean?
That's awesome, bro. Shout out Chin Check, man. We're gonna have to get him on the pod too and hear
Facts,
some of
facts.
his experience. So what kind of led you guys to the scrapyard, man? How'd you hear about that, and what led you to want to actually step in there and compete? Because there's a lot of people that are interested in martial arts, and there's even quite a few people that train martial arts, but there's such a small percentage, even from the people that train martial arts, that actually step into a ring and want to compete.
Mm-hmm.
So, what led you to make that decision? And yeah, how did you find the scrapyard and decide you wanted to do that?
And see, it also leads back to Chincheck as well because he actually worked with Turtle from the
Shout out my
Scrapyard,
man Turtle.
and
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
and
he's a
actually like
beast.
yeah, he's a beast. He's a beast, and like instantly like Trevor like he told Chincheck that he wanted to see him fight pretty much because he was Chincheck is a security guard. He does like security work at like Fred Meyer's and like you know, stuff like that, you know.
Hmm.
So I guess Turtle wanted to see him fight, you know what I mean? He saw him, he's a pretty aggressive dude, you know what I mean? And yeah, he's like ever since I've known him, he's always been like that, same way, aggressive, always like just a crazy guy, to say the least.
Yeah.
Definitely a crazy guy. But yeah, what was on? Okay, anyway, so pretty much Turtle got him to sign up originally. That's the thing,
Hmm.
and he always pretty much like ever since we were younger, we pretty much did everything together. So he's like, you know, I'm going for my first fight. I need you in my corner, pretty much. And you see, like beforehand, like I've seen tons of clips from like from the scrapyard. You know,
Hmm.
tons of the viral clips that you guys have posted before. Obviously, the one with Speed that y'all just did, like tons of clips. I've seen tons of clips before, but I never knew that you guys were so close to where I'm located,
That was a bit
and the
surprising
fact
for
that is
me.
how
Yeah.
easy it is to actually sign up to, and like in my head too, it's always been like a dream of mine to be able to like go fight and like test myself at the end of the day. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? It's just something about like really like putting you and another individual in there, like and just seeing who has better skills. Like you know what I mean? To let the
Yeah.
skills show for themselves and stuff. You know, and it's something about that always just like drew my eye. You know what I mean? It's maybe I
Yeah.
always wanted to do it. It's kind of been on my bucket list, sort of say. I
Hmm.
would say honestly, and so yeah, I came and helped cornered him for his first fight. And his first fight was a loss, you know what I mean? But it was
It
a really good back and forth fight. It
was
was
a
him against
solid back and forth.
Romanelli. It was a
Hmm.
really good back and forth fight. But you know, we could have came a little more prepared. But you know, at the end of the day, we're just trying to try it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And honestly, seeing him go in there, even though he lost, seeing him go in there and show his like heart, it like motivated me like right there. I was like, no, I gotta get in that cage. Like, and also like being there and like it was more like being at the scrapyard and experiencing it as like a corner man at first, and like feeling how like nice everyone was, how like accepting everyone was outside the cage. Like people are so cool and chill. Like you can talk to everybody like they're
Right.
friends. Like it's a family pretty much. But in
Hmm.
that cage, it's a whole different. It's like people can go from really nice to extremely violent,
Hmm.
like with a snap. You know what I mean?
It's
It's
kind of
crazy.
the
It was crazy to see.
uniqueness of the yard for sure, man. And
And
it's not like any other event out there because I've competed at amateur events all over the place. And yeah, it's like tribalism when you go to certain amateur events where it's like my team versus your team. And it's understandable because people are there to fight. But like you said, the scrapyard is unique in the sense that it's a community that we all agree that, yeah, we're here to beat each other up, but we're also going to build each other up and support each other. Like, there's a lot of independent fighters out there that are showing up looking for support, looking for like-minded individuals, and the scrapyard provides that for them. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about it. I'm glad you're able to experience that yourself.
no, I felt that. And honestly too, seeing that first fight too, really, I knew that all I needed was really like 2 months of training, really, and I could get in the cage, and that's literally what I did.
Mhm.
I realized I was like, all I gotta do is just really, because I wasn't really doing too much working out. I was doing like I worked out probably like 3 or 4 times.
Mhm.
Like a week maybe before that, you know what I mean, kind of just healthily at least, you know, going on walks
Yeah.
and like runs and stuff, but I never really took like my like health or like you know fitness seriously. But after seeing that, I got like a whole like I did I did like tons of research. Pretty much, I broke down tons
Mhm.
of you know, like fighting related workouts. Pretty much, you
Mhm.
know, like tons of things that benefit you, like for fighting
Yeah,
weights, and I pretty much
walk us through what some of the training. What's an average training look like for you, bro?
okay. I pretty much structure my week. I build the three systems. I build the lactic, alactic, and aerobic systems, pretty much using uh elliptical machine, salt bike, you know, doing different intervals of like, you know, intensities, you know, pretty much getting yourself to like, you know, have the same intensity throughout a long time, pretty much, if that makes
High
sense.
intensity workouts.
Yeah, high intensity
Okay.
workouts and all that, you know.
Mhm.
I do like dumbbell circuits and stuff, you know. I do tons of like shadow boxing like circuits and stuff too, you
Mhm.
know.
Are
And
you getting together with anybody from the scrapyard and doing
yes,
some
oh yeah,
sparring?
I've been doing like sparring sessions with other people and stuff.
Oh, that's
Shout out
awesome.
Lucha Soul. He's been getting some really good working with me.
Yeah.
He's a great
Team
teacher.
Soul, man. Team
Yeah,
Soul. They have
Team
some
Soul
killers in
is
there.
Team Soul's
Yeah.
crazy, man. Team Soul's crazy. They're doing some
Mhm.
shit out here, but shout out to them for real. They've been helping me a lot, you know, and
What
other
an
people
awesome
too.
team to become a part of, man, and have access to. Lucha, he's like a renowned wrestler. He's actually a really high level wrestler.
Yeah.
That's not taking away anything from the striking aspect because they have some really good strikers over there as well. I don't know if you got to train with God damn, I'm forgetting the fighter name. Chip, not Chip. Is it Chip? No, one of Lucha Soul's guys over there, kickboxer, really tough kid, very strong. He's in the military. Yeah, anyway, he's part of the group over there. They got some really solid individuals to be training with. So that's a solid group to get become a part of,
hmm
man. Way to
Oh,
go.
oh yeah, and like that's the one good thing about the Scrapyard too, man. It just really introduced me to a lot of people that like, you know, if I can go and train with like tons of people at this point, you know what I mean, and can gather information from everybody, you know what I mean, and we can all like share, you know, what we know and stuff. So
Hell yeah. That's what it's about, man. Like I said, finding like-minded individuals that share a passion for what you share a passion for. And then now you guys can have these trade-offs, you know.
of course.
That's one of the huge benefits of the scrapyard. Did you have any you didn't have any matches prior to the scrapyard, right?
No,
This was
no.
kind of
Those
like
are my
your
first matches.
debut matches. So going into your first match, what were some of the feelings that you were feeling? Like, were you nervous? Were you excited? Were you
Jeez.
like, yeah, walk us through what was going on in your mind, man.
Honestly, man, it was. I had like a million things going at once. It was kind of crazy. Honestly, it's really surreal. Like you think, like I don't know. As much as like you think like you're gonna be freaking out, I was like surprisingly calm. Honestly, it was like a
Mhm.
weird kind of like calmness that kind of came over me. Like especially like when I signed up, my match was the second of the day, so it was like boom, like it was like right there in my face, and I was over here like okay, wow, like I got to start the day off with a banger. I gotta do this right. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta
Mhm.
like I don't know. It was the energy. The energy there was like it was kind of like insane. But like I just kept telling myself I belong here. This is like my show. This is my show. Like I've
Mhm.
always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to do this. This is my dream. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
and I like you can see me like in the video like really like soaking all of it in, kind of like over soaking it in a little bit. But it was really like it was awesome though. It was awesome
Mhm.
for real.
Was there
And like
anything that kind of surprised you about your first match? I mean, because I always tell people it's the speed at which things that are happening that you have to make adjustments to, right?
yeah, and
Like you
it's
could see the
crazy.
punch coming at you almost.
It's crazy how fast everything happens. Like you'd be surprised how fast someone can grab a hold of you. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
you would think you're thinking, oh, I can evade that, but someone can close the distance like way faster than you think. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And you know, and it's like you don't really know how you're gonna react at the end of the day. You know what I mean? That's the whole part about it. Like you know, like someone could get in there and just straight up like you know freeze up and just get
Ball
you know
up. Yep.
messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Depending on what kind of day they're having, or
mm-hmm.
if they get hit in the right spot, or whatever the factor is. I mean, you went up against somebody that was Scrapyard Stew.
Mhm.
He's a little bit bigger than you, and
Oh yeah, he
sometimes
was.
that
Yeah,
can
he
be
had a little bit of a weight advantage.
intimidating too, right? Where you look
Yeah.
across the ring and you're like, shit, man, this guy has size on me. You don't know how strong he is. You're like, man,
Mhm.
that monster just looks big inside your head. So what were you thinking when you're looking across the ring and you saw a bigger opponent? Were you kind of like a little bit more nervous, or are you just like, hey, man, I'm going to throw everything I have at him and just see what happens?
Honestly, I was telling myself that I'm just as big as he is. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like at first, I'm like, yeah, look at him. Yes, he looks like a big. He looks like a unit. He's solid. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
His hands were like calloused, like more than I've ever seen somebody's hands. You know what I mean? You can tell he does really hard work, and he does he's pretty strong. You can tell. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And but honestly though, I had talked to him. I had talked to him like the day before the fight. Like I saw he posted on the Scrapyard group that he was coming out and like blah blah blah. And I just texted him like, oh, hope hope you're safe, have a good fight, blah blah blah. And we ended up being like opponents, which was the crazy thing. So
Yeah, that
like I
happens.
try to keep it like cool and lighthearted. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we're just gonna
Mhm.
go in there and have a fun match. I'm not here to like try to bully anybody. I'm not here trying to be all like, sour or try to like big man
Sure, you're
somebody,
being
you
a
know what I'm
good,
saying?
solid sportsmanship. That's
Yeah, you
right.
know what I'm
But
saying? Like I'm trying to have at the end of the day, this is fun to me. This is like
mhm,
I'm having a good time. I want to do this, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
it
that's
just so
why
happens that your good time ended up, landing some pretty good shots on him and knocking his tooth out in his mouthpiece. Congratulations for that, man.
oh yeah.
Man, that was some big hits you landed right there. Yeah, I kind of thought the ref probably saved him a little bit by calling it, because if you'd have took his back or just continued to
Or if
mount
I
him
just
once
got
he
on top and
fell,
started landing ground and pound,
yeah.
it wouldn't have probably been great. But like shout out to him though, man. He gave me a great first match, honestly. You know what I mean? He
Hmm.
kind of pushed me to my limit because in that first like when we first when the match first started, it was like two trains colliding. You know what I mean? With us
Hmm.
being two big people. You know what I mean? And it was like in my head, I was like, I'm just gonna swing on him. You know what I mean? We're just gonna see how it goes. I'm just gonna swing, and that's literally what I did. I started swinging off the rip, and like, but he grabbed me. He realized he couldn't stand with me, and he
Hmm.
grabbed me really fast, got me up against the cage, and that's when he tripped at first. He tripped, and I tried to get on top of him, and then I messed up. He grabbed my ankle, and we kind of did like this weird rollover,
Yep,
like we like
that
some like
happens.
pretty much he kind of ankle picked me pretty much,
Mhm.
but he ended up on top, and that
I
was like
saw that.
honestly. I thought at this point the fight was over. I thought, or right at that point, he was gonna just TKO me. Like
Mhm.
it's a big, like almost 300-pound man that just got mount on me and is now like wailing down shots on me. And
Mhm.
like that, I don't know, like it takes a different kind of like person, I realize, to keep your composure when that's happening. Because obviously, like I could just be like, oh, it's fucked.
Yeah,
But
that
the whole
panic.
time, all I'm thinking is mitigate damage. Like don't get hit as much. Like move your head.
Mhm.
Like he's working, you're resting. Like just like think and explode when you get the chance. Like that's all I was thinking. And toward the
Did
end
you
of the
have any
round,
idea of how much time you had left in the round?
I
Because
see.
that's kinda what's ended up saving you, right? Was
Yeah,
the round
actually,
ended, yeah?
toward the end, I had heard 30 seconds. I remember he was
Mm.
on top of me, and he was still mounted at this point. And I remember thinking, I was like, should I just wait the rest of this round out? And like I'm like holding him, try to just breathe and just wait the rest of the round out and just start over. But then I'm just thinking, I'm like, no, like this, it's not gonna look good, like to the judges, obviously, him ending the round like that.
Mm.
So he shifted his weight to the side, trying to get an angle, trying to hit me a different way, and I realized I could put myself forward, and I managed to reverse him out of that position, and I managed to land right on top, right at the 10 seconds, and I just knew like land damage, land damage. That's when I started just raining shots as much, like, I was trying to hit stuff. I remember his
Yeah.
nose was bloody at that point. I know his nose was bloody from the first couple connections, like from like when the round first started. So
Mhm.
like at the end of that point, like those couple hits made the blood kind of go everywhere, and like at that point, it like gave me a good bit of confidence. I was like, I knew that I reversed it. He is tired. He just worked really hard. I popped up instantly to my corner.
Yep.
He pretty much like stumbled up to his corner, and I was like, okay, I got him 100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
what a confidence boost going into that second round, seeing that, especially making that turnover right there in the last 10 seconds.
Oh
And
yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
great instincts on your part too. Just realizing like, hey, I need to connect and I need to cause damage, right? You
Yeah,
were
facts, facts.
and like literally at the last 10 seconds of rounds, that's kind of what you want to do. You want to end that round hard. So again, great instincts on your part, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. And cause I'm always trying to make sure, like, I want to win the round at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? If I'm,
Mhm.
but the second round though, that's where it was pretty crazy though, because I knew I was like, okay, he's gonna just try to get a hold of me now. Now I know what you're gonna try to do. I know you can't stand with me. You're
Mhm.
just gonna try to get a hold of me. So off the rip, like he came at me. I remember hitting him, and then that's when I started like throwing like a little teep kick. I threw a little teep kick, and that's when he dropped his hands and then left his chin was just out, and that's when I just fired the two straight through, and that's when I first cracked him like really really hard, and like at first like I hit him so hard like I kind of like stumbled back like holy shit like. I just hit that man like hard as hell. Like it was like I was like proud of myself how well the
Yeah,
shot was like
surprised
timed. Like
yourself almost. Yeah.
I spun his jaw. It was kind of insane.
That was a solid connection, man. And like
Yeah,
I
and
said,
then
knocked his tooth out. That's crazy. I don't think that we've seen that at the scrapyard yet, where somebody's pulled out their mouth piece and also a tooth came out with it. So
and see,
heavy
I
hands.
I think it was the second because what's it called? After that point, like after I cracked him that first time, that's when he grabbed me and like kind of slammed me into the cage like really really hard. Like he kind of used all his weight and slammed me up against the
Hmm.
cage. But I knew at that point I got the underhooks. I turned him around against the cage, and then I was able to push off after he like. But I mean like. He was grabbing me, he was holding me for a while, but I knew he could only grab and hold for so long and squeeze for so long. You know what I mean?
Right.
Once he let go of the squeeze, I pushed off, and at that point it was just like I saw he was tired, and like it was the shot was like lined up. I
Mhm.
threw that T pick up again, and he dropped his hands once again. I fired the two one like straight down, and that second one is the one that knocked his tooth out because
Damn.
I felt like a crunch when I hit him. Like that shit was kind of crazy, honestly.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
awesome
it was
though,
just a
bro.
really
What
well
a
timed shot. You know what I mean? Just precision, really,
hmm
and then he's wet, yeah, and then he was like out on his feet, I could tell, but he was still swinging. He was still
mm,
swinging, and then like he kind of like swinging on the way down, and then he just fell like face first.
yeah.
And then I followed up with like a shot, and then the ref just called that because yeah, at that point he just I don't know, I don't think he needed it anymore. At least
No, I mean, like I said, I think the ref saved him for sure. I mean, you were already in that dominant position. You already cracked him a few times. Yeah, he looked, you can tell in his eyes, man, he was done. So yeah, what a great first experience. And then it leads us into that secondary match. Going into that one, coming off of a win, did it give you more confidence going into that second match and feeling like, oh no, I can really do this?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I went to that second match definitely feeling like knowing I can harm somebody, knowing all I have to do is place a shot, and I could really hurt somebody and damage somebody. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
just I had to realize the whole like you have to be balanced. You know what I mean? I can't let someone get a hold of me.
Yeah.
And but honestly, like going into this next fight, that's exactly what was wrong with it and what got
Mhm.
me messed up. You know what I mean?
It's that
But yeah,
grappling aspect, yeah. But one of the beauties of competition, it just shows us where our holes in our game are and what we need to work on. So now that you've tasted both victory and you've had to learn a lesson in your second one, what have you done to kind of make those adjustments needed in your training so that when you go and perform in your next match, you won't have any of those same like holes in your game?
well, working on wrestling, period. Just wrestling, wrestling, wrestling. Just like getting some
Mhm.
grappling work in with some competent people. You know what I'm saying? Like Luchasaurus, obviously, and like,
Mhm.
but there's a bunch of other people that are not from the scrapyard even that I know personally. And so it's like, yeah,
Just
but
mostly getting that wrestling in, man. Wrestling practice can be some of the most extreme practices out there, man. I always think wrestling is probably the best base when it comes to MMA. Just because of the intensity of the workouts, man.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
It really gears you for the high intensity MMA workouts you're going to be doing when it comes to this sports, and so wrestlers, they got to deal with the weight cutting, high intensity practices. They always have the right mentality too. Like they have that championship mentality, they never quit. Yeah, it's just such a solid foundational base. And then you can expand a little bit on that and start doing some jujitsu, learn a little bit of submissions behind a lot of that explosion. And I think
Yeah.
once you have that development, I mean, you're going to be a very difficult opponent for anybody because you already have really heavy hands,
Yeah. Solid.
so
Yeah.
that's telling a lot of the other competitors out there, like, I don't really want to stand and bang with this guy. But if I get in close, maybe take him down, I may have more of a shot. But when you close that gap right there and they can't get you down, I mean, what are they going to do with you? You know what I mean?
True.
So
True.
I really appreciate the fact that you're taking these lessons that you're learning from the yard, and you're going and taking that experience and just building off of it. Not everybody does that, man. Some people
No.
just think like, oh, I'm just gonna show up and fight, and whatever happens, happens. You're an individual. It's like, no, I'm looking to improve. This is actually a passion of mine, and
Mm-hmm.
with any passion out there, uh, it's you have to like invest in it, and that's what really makes it something. So again, good on you for taking the time to make that investment in yourself and in your training. It's only going to be it's only going to show up in the ring, man, and that's awesome. I can't wait to see that stuff.
No, I feel it for sure, and I definitely want to get a lot of jujitsu work in too. Because I gotta understand now, like people are gonna want to get a hold of me like all the time. They're gonna see they saw my last fight. They saw that I'm kind of more vulnerable with the grappling. I guess you know what I mean.
Mhm.
So I feel like they're gonna try to do that more often, like every other fight probably. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
I honestly, if I get like tons of jujitsu work in, and I get to the point where I could like submit these people that are trying to take me down, or like or get the the good amount of wrestling work in, so I can at least counter them. You know what I'm saying? That would do me good. Honestly, I guarantee you, no one's gonna want to stand with me. 100%.
Guaranteed, bro. I mean, you
I've been
got
I've
two
been
heavy
boxing.
hands.
I've been boxing since I was like a kid. You know what I mean? Boxing, sparring. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
kind of just like street fighting. Obviously. So
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to get you on down here to Columbia River Jiu Jitsu, and it's in Vancouver, Washington, man. So you got that Voodoo. Is that Voodoo Donuts by chance? Voodoo Ranger.
oh yeah, Voodoo
Okay,
Ranger.
okay. I was gonna say if you're I think they have two Voodoo Donuts over here, man. If you're somewhere close, stop on in, and we'll get some jujitsu training in. Show you a couple submissions. I'll show you some big guy submissions, bro, to really
Oh,
add to your game for sure.
heck yeah, man.
Um.
Heck yeah.
What's this? What was I getting to? Sorry, I got some comments popping up. So what does the future hold for Kendo, bro? Like, what are we looking at? What's the goals that you're looking to accomplish? And when's your next match?
Okay, well, honestly, I'm looking to really just like make a name for myself in the scrapyard in general. Honestly, I kind of want to get my name on that wall. That would be honestly great.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Keep
For
on.
Fighter of the Year, for the Fighter Hall of Fame. What are you looking to get?
It could be anything, honestly. That's why I'm
Anything?
like,
Okay.
regardless of what it is, like I'm just looking to, really, be active and
Mhm.
and honestly, as a return, I'm kind of looking for like a June, July return. Honestly, I'm really
Okay.
taking some time to actually get some like wrestling work in, so I'm not going to be, as helpless in that department at least next time.
Mhm.
So
I
I'm
love
trying to
that,
make sure
man.
I do this the right way and actually come back like strong.
Mhm. Well, look at that. I mean, the scrapyard has kind of like opened your eyes to what combat sports are, and and has actually made you more dedicated to your passion now too, and
Okay.
giving you the inspiration to invest more in it. That right there can like totally change your life, bro. I mean, I know for a lot of individuals, martial arts is kind of like that savior from a lot of other unhealthy vices, and I've been victim to those unhealthy vices myself. And martial arts has always kind of like been my hub to, hey, I need to come back and dedicate myself to my art and my passion. That's what actually keeps me on track and keeps me away from doing all the other bullshit that, life can throw at you. So I hope that, you have that, it gives you that as well, Um,
Hmm.
do you feel like because of the level of investment that you have to make in this, that maybe it's going to inspire you to start eating right, start dedicating more time to your workouts and all that? Or
And see, the thing with that is honestly, My problem is like I mean I could probably stay at heavyweight, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I'm naturally probably not supposed to be a heavyweight. You know what I mean? I am a bigger,
Hmm.
taller guy, but my wife makes really great food. That's really the main thing. And
Yeah.
she feeds me really well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
that's tough, bro. That's really
yeah,
tough. Yeah, you're
yeah.
gonna have to get the whole family on board. Be like, hey, I know this. We like to eat, and this food's great, but I got a match coming up.
Yeah, I know
Hey,
that's what I'm saying.
man.
I know, and hopefully, like my goal really is eventually I want to get down to light heavyweight. That's really what I see. Some really some interesting matchups there as well. There's some like
Mhm.
some decent competitors. Well, I mean, for one, I definitely would like a match with like Gardner. He seems like he strikes really well, and I feel like me and
Mhm.
him like striking that would go like insane. I already know that would be fireworks.
I think so too. That'd be a
Yeah,
great matchup.
people like October's is a really is
October, yeah.
a so like mostly a lot of people around that weight are like
Mhm.
more competitive too, in my opinion. They're a lot more technical, you know.
I think technical is the right word for it. I mean, as you get kind of smaller, the techniques tend to look a little bit nicer. I mean, guys are a little bit faster. They make a little bit quicker angles, throw combinations a little bit more.
Yeah.
But not to take away from the big guys because big guys also bring an element to the ring that smaller guys can't, and that's like the power, bro. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
anytime you touch, anytime a big guy throws a punch and they touch somebody on the face, it could be lights out. So you're seeing a lot big knockouts. You're seeing big slams. I love seeing that stuff too. So there is a little bit of a trade off.
Oh yeah.
But I think you are right. That 205, I think it's like the 200 to 210 division is the light heavyweight division. And that is
Mm-hmm.
a really competitive division over at the Scrapyard. I believe that they're doing a
Yeah.
MMA tournament, right?
Which I
Coming up
would
over the
compete
next few
in if
months.
I could get my weight down immediately, but too bad I can't put the
Hey,
fork down at the moment. But
yeah, yeah,
it's
it's
all
something
good.
in the future, bro. And I think that
Facts.
the goal is to have more of these tournaments to find out who's going to be the number one contenders for the champions, stuff like that. So, hey, maybe in the future it might be something that you look into. Are you interested in doing any other matches besides MMA, like a boxing match or kickboxing or anything like that?
I'm definitely interested in it, honestly. Like my striking is pretty good, but like I've always just been such a fan of MMA. Like MMA is probably what I would end up like mostly doing. But like I see myself definitely doing some like boxing and kickboxing matches to like kind of stimulate that. I have like that urge just to stand and bang. Like that's just like it's like it's insane being like someone like my size and like going against someone else that's my size and just like
Hmm.
trading strikes. Like it's just like the thrill of that. Like the danger level is just like it's just like on no other. Like
Peak, yeah.
all the other weight classes, like you don't have that level of danger where like your lights can be put out like an instant. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
it's a thrill. It's definitely a thrill. Like heavyweight MMA is probably one of the more entertaining when it doesn't turn into a blob fest, at least. Like when
Yeah.
everyone doesn't gas out and turn into like a blob, you know.
Exactly, exactly. And hey, man, like I said, your cardio is looking pretty decent, at least for now, and it's only going to get better. And you don't have any boring fights, so that's freaking awesome, bro. That shows you that you're going out there and you're much like Chinchek. You guys are going out there and you're putting everything on the line, and that just sets the stage for exciting freaking fights. And that's what we love to see at the Scrapyard as well, is these really exciting fights, guys going out there and yeah, showing their hearts and showing how much that they love this sport. So again, thank you for that, and also big thank you for taking the time and doing this interview with me tonight,
Oh, of
man. I
course, you
really
know.
appreciate it. Love hearing your story. Love hearing what got you into martial arts, and hearing that you're going to continue on and uh, progress in combat sports. I can't wait to see what the future holds for you, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. For real.
Hell yeah, man. Why don't you tell the people where they can find you on your social medias so we can
Oh,
kind of
okay.
help try to build that up, and then I'll let you go.
All right, all good. Yeah, y'all can find me at Kendrix VZ on Facebook. KENDRIX VEEZY, and Kendo 2 Bussin on Instagram. So yeah, y'all can just add me on there.
Yeah.
And
Be
yeah, stay
sure to
tuned,
add
y'all.
them.
Stay tuned, because my whole thing is I want to have like my fights like either I finish them or I get finished regardless. I'm not trying to have no decisions. I'm trying to like leave the judges out of it. You know, Trying to have
I
it
love
fun
that.
fights. So if y'all want fun fights, just tune in. You feel me? Just tune in. That's
Hell
all I got to
yeah,
say.
and keep your eyes open for his next edited fight against Zeus, Kendo versus Zeus. That was a banger too, and yeah, you get a little bit more insight to what we talked about here tonight. Again, man, thank you for taking the time and doing the interview with me, and I will see you soon at one of the events. I'm going to be there this month, and I plan to be there every month for the rest of at least until like December, but we'll see how
Okay.
things go. You know.
All right, my man. All right.
All right,
Appreciate you for
bro.
having me on, man. Appreciate it for real.
Hell yeah. Take it easy, man. Bye. All right, guys, another awesome freaking interview. And again, the Scrapyard does provide. I mean, look at the opportunities it's given a lot of these individuals to kind of share their passion with the whole internet and stuff. I mean, what a platform to be able to do that. And it's inspiring these guys to invest more in their craft. So you got to love that, man. Couple quick shout outs before I let everybody go. Next Scrapyard event is April 25th. Be sure to get the pay-per-view. It's only $4.99, guys. You can get that on their YouTube channel, and that'll give you access to all the live matches as they happen on the day of the event. Also, big shout outs to Austin Springer and Don Stoner. They both competed tonight against each other at Clinch. That's the Clinch event in Vancouver, Washington. I hope all that went really well. And for the rest of you, I hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday night. Everybody, please be safe. And yeah, stop into Columbia River Jiu Jitsu and get some training with me, guys. All right. Until next time. Bye.